How y'all doing? So, it's going to be a little different than what I normally do, but I think it's time that I voice my opinion on this matter. And, yeah. So, as you see, the title is I'm 44. And if you're in your 20s or 30s, watch this. I am a content creator, and I share lifestyle content, work from home content, how to make money online content, how to budget your money. But I'm about to give y'all some life experience advice. I was watching watching a content creator. I ain't gonna say they're my favorite, but I was watching a content creator today, and they was talking about some issues they're having with their child, and they are a lot younger than me. Although I don't look my age, but they are. And as this individual was talking about their situation, they're having challenging situations with their child. And although I have 3 children, there's not too much that you can tell me that I haven't gone through because I've been a parent 25 years. I have boys and a girl, so I can kind of say how it is raising a boy child and how it is raising a girl child. And there are differences because of personalities and the way they just, DNA, the way they just chemically made, right? But their behavior, tendencies, a lot comes from the home. I'm the first to admit that although I don't have any regrets, I do reflect on things. And when I sit and reflect when I'm alone, I think about what type of woman I was at the time. This particular person says that their child is having these behavior issues, these tendencies. And I was in my early 20s. So I hadn't been a mother long. I didn't have all the emotional support, the financial support, the physical support, because having a children is demanding on all those levels. It's more than just having them, dressing them up, and making them look cute. It's way more than that. But when I could share this one story of what my child, they kept calling me from the schoolhouse talking about issues. And I could never quite understand why they were, calling me and complaining about this issue. Because to me, it wasn't a big issue. And this went on for year after different teacher. And come to find out that, because I was too busy, I was so busy, I ain't gonna say too busy, but I was extremely busy just trying to survive, trying to be a parent, trying to take care of myself, still trying to have a mental space that when I didn't feel like being a parent, I would just check out. I would just do the basics. I would just get up, go to work, come home. That was it. I was depressed many, many years. And didn't realize it till many years later. And I mean many years later. I suffered in silence and didn't even know it. So come to find out that throughout these years, because my child was having some issues in the classroom, they were being removed and placed in the hallway or in a counselor's office. So you have to understand, if a child is being removed from the classroom and being placed in a counselor's office or the assistant's principal's office or whoever, they're not learning. So then after that so-called punishment is over, they put back in the classroom where they're just even more lost. So therefore what happens? These issues happen again. So Where I'm from, they have to move the children along, no matter if they got it or not. They just keep pushing them, passing them on, pushing them forward. So it comes a point in the child's life where if they didn't learn in kindergarten, they didn't get it in first grade, they didn't get it in second grade, they didn't get it in third grade. They may have had a teacher in fourth grade, but then they was like so overwhelmed that this child was so far behind, um, that they're just like, okay, trying to play catch up, because they really, really do care and enjoy what they do for a living. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you are a young person and you're deciding on having a family, starting a family, or you are a young person, you already have a family, just know that I've been there. I come from love. And I think whenever a person comes from love, um, it's more accepted. I'm not coming to judge you. I'm not coming to be, point fingers and tell you what you can and can and should do. Because it's a whole bunch of shoulda, coulda, wouldas on a whole bunch of levels, right? In my particular issue, when I had gone to the schoolhouse and complained about the principal didn't do anything about it. It got to a point where that I had to give the schoolhouse 24 to 48-hour notice before I even decided to pop in, because I was popping in because I want to know why y'all saying this about my child. So that became an issue, and I'm not a hostile person. I'm not confrontational on no level. So I did everything. I even tried to write letters to the school board. I even tried to video record stuff. I tried everything to try to help my child, because I knew this can't be so. This ain't what it is. So what I'm getting at, if you are 20, you 30, and you have children, no matter if you black, white, Chinese, be an advocate for your child. If you are in a school district where they allow you to pop up and eat lunch, at least lunch. If you eat lunch, I'm gonna tell you something that breaks my heart, and I hope I don't start crying. From the time I had my children, I always made sure I would eat lunch with them every school year, even if it was one time. And I did that for a whole bunch of levels of reasons. I did that to find out how was that teacher acting, how were other teachers acting, how was the cafeteria staff acting towards my child and other children. So just go and do a surprise lunch. It would tell you a lot, because when I was having my children, you could bring cupcakes for their birthdays. I don't even think you can bring outside food no more. It just amazes me how much stuff done changed over the years. But I would say have a family if that's what you really want to do, but also know that it's going to be time consuming. It's more than just dressing them up, making them look cute. It's more than just thinking that that particular person that you decided to combine DNA with going to stay there forever. Because sometimes they may be in the picture, but they don't do nothing. Sometimes they may be excellent, but the love that you once had is not there. It's a lot of things to this. It's a lot of things that go on to creating life, creating, children, bringing children into this world. Didn't nobody ask to be here, so I don't want to hear that. I ain't asked to be. Okay, didn't nobody ask to be here, right? You're here now. Make it do what it do and make the best out of it, right? So my advice is for people who are in their 20s and 30s, if you do want to have children, just really think about what all it comes into it. Daycare is expensive. I even did home daycare, and that was I ain't gonna say a disaster, but that was an interesting situation. Child home care, because I had worked in a daycare center. I didn't like it. I didn't like how some of them teachers treated them kids. I didn't like how no parents treated those kids and wouldn't nobody do nothing. Like, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. My personal experiences. That's why I'm so glad my children are in a great big age they are now, that I don't have to deal with any of that. And I'm just so thankful that I don't have to deal with any of that. So if you do decide to have children, I always ask the person qualifying questions. I ain't talking about just the little minutes y'all together in the bed or wherever y'all decide to do it. Ask them qualifying questions. Find out their personality. Get to know their morals. You know what I'm saying? Do they value their children going to school? Do they value children getting education? Are you gonna be the one, reading them books at home? Are you gonna be the one getting their school clothes out? Are you gonna be the one meeting with the teacher? This is stuff nobody talk about. Nobody talk about it. Just, oh, well, Little Bobby got in trouble today. You go whoop his butt. No. You know? What does that solve? Because after a while, children get immune to getting fussed, cussed, and beat on. They just get immune to it. Who grew up like that? I mean, my grandparents used switches. I didn't never get struck with a belt, but it was a switch. And then after a certain age, that stopped. But I didn't know anything about communicating. I didn't know about sitting a child down, talking to the child, trying to figure out from the child's point of view what's really going on. I didn't learn that till my middle son's father. He opened my eyes up to sit down talking to your child and find out what's going on. Had he not been in my life, I mean, it is what it is now. But had I not met him, I would have never even thought about that because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't never introduced that way. And that's another thing. The way you're raised and the person you choose not having children, think about how they're raised. How were they raised? So y'all might have two different concepts on things. Some people don't want to do whooping. Some people do. Some people yell and holler. Some people don't yell and holler. Some people, when, they don't want to deal with the children, they lock them in the room. Or they just tune them out. Because I look at some people and I'm not judging. We just talking here, right? I look at some people and you could tell them kids just run wild in that house. They just run wild. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying they have no structure, no discipline to the extent. Like, but that's your house. Everybody want to say, well, that's my house. I pay the bills over here. They could do what they want to swing on the chandelier. They could swing on the chandelier and tear it down. I just buy another one. Okay, that's fine, but not in my house. No. My children are taught to respect the things. Respect. Respect. Make your bed up. Don't just tear your toys and leave them in the floor. And don't tear up your siblings' toys. It's just so much stuff I could talk about in regards to parenting. But I seen this content video and I felt their frustration. I didn't comment down below because, like I said, people get so defensive when you start talking about their child and their parenting and these my kids and you don't do nothing for my kid and okay. People always say, I ain't got no help. You do have help. It's just not coming from the person you want it from. You do have help. And I wish people would stop saying that. And when I said what I said earlier, I didn't have any help, I had to come to realize I didn't have help from the people I wanted to have help from. But I did, along the way, have strangers come into my life as a young mother trying to figure this out and bless me with their efforts to try to help me raise my children and me, get a little break, which a break, I still don't know what a break is. I didn't get like a real break. I might get off at 3 and I might have to 4 o'clock before I got to get them. That's about it. And I ain't play that spend the night. So everyone will come over here. But that's just something I want to share with y'all in parenting, the parenting world. If you're thinking about having children, there's certain things you need to think about and be an advocate. Don't just, resort to thinking a child was always wrong. Because like I told you, my child was pulled out the classroom for many years. Many years, and I never knew anything about it. I didn't understand why they were smart at home. They were, but why is it school? Why are their scores so low? Why they don't want to do homework? Why they don't want to? Because they didn't know. They weren't get taught. And yeah, I'm the parent. I take full responsibility. I'm the parent. It's a lot of things I was supposed to do. True indeed. There was a lot of stuff that I should have been doing. Right? But let's be real. I was on survival mode. I didn't feel like reading no book every night. I didn't feel like checking over no homework. I didn't. I'm coming to y'all so y'all can be up on it before it get too late. That's why I'm coming making this video. I don't mind putting myself out there. I don't. I'm sharing with y'all. So y'all ain't got to go through what I went through. And I had to try really, really hard so my kids will not feel some kind of way. And when they got older, sit down and tell them, Mommy was depressed. Mommy didn't even know she was depressed. This is what depression looks like. I still got up every day. I still went to work. I still cooked for y'all. I still made sure y'all had everything. But mommy had actually checked out. I checked out, y'all. For real. And when I sit down and spoke with them in this calm tone, I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't, I wasn't none of that. They received it. They could hear. They could listen to what I was saying. And now they understand. Now, in due time, as their brains are still developing, they get out in the real world, they can understand, like, mommy had a lot on her plate. And now I can understand why mommy might have been frustrated. Now I can understand why mommy say she checked out. Because in our eyes, mommy still, this is the woman we know as mommy. Did they get the best version of me? No, they didn't get the best version. And that's something that I always hold in my heart. But I don't regret it because I didn't know. And when you just don't know, you just don't know. That's why I want to make this video after seeing that content creator express how they was feeling and what they were going through. So this is my platform. This is my channel. And I want to say what I want to say on their channel. I say it here. Because people do get very, very overprotect. I ain't gonna say overprotect. They get very defensive when I'm not trying to come that way. We can talk. I could tell you what all I've been through. I can tell you. But as my children's privacy, I'm not going to go into great detail because of my children's privacy. They still have to deal with what they went through all those years that I had no idea. I had no idea. I had no idea. You say, well, why you didn't ask them, were they getting put out of the classroom? They were getting put out of the classroom. But I didn't know they were getting put out of the classroom to the extent they were getting put out of the classroom. Like, they getting put out of the classroom. Then now you done had enough. Now you calling me 3 weeks later, but they done been out of the classroom 15 days out that month. You see what I'm saying? So, just a lot. Just a lot.